Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing basics of the WordPress platform. Now as a network marketer, you'll want to know the basic function and purpose of a few things in WordPress before you begin to start using them. Now because it's so flexible, customizable, and open source, there are many options available that can be overwhelming and keep you from using WordPress as a tool in your arsenal as a marketer. Now the technical aspect of WordPress is easy to understand how to use, but knowing what to do with the platform as a network marketer will keep you from getting sidetracked. Now it's best to provide a discussion of the customizable elements that you will be using in most of your networking business. Now in the dashboard area, that some people call your site's back office, you'll see an area for posts. And in your dashboard area, you'll see it on the left-hand side menu. If you hover over it, you'll see that the posting section has all posts, add new post, categories, and tags within the sub menu. Now this is a feature that you'll be using for updates, news, and things that are basically non-permanent aspects of your business. You want to talk about a change in the comp plan, you'll use a post. If you want to talk about an upcoming training, use a post. You want to talk about your thoughts on a particular way of doing business, use a post. Now, someone who reads your posts on a regular basis will know what's going on in your business from day to day. Now, if you are a social media user and you understand the concept of a news feed, consider posting as the news feed of your website and your personal network marketing brand. Now, you can add any kind of content that you like to a post. You can write out your thoughts into a blog post. You can write out some short thoughts and add in an audio or video. You can add in images and do a brief explanation as to their importance. If you can think of a kind of content, you can use your WordPress post to communicate it. Typically, a visitor will see the titles of multiple posts so that they can find other content that they're interested in. The posts are dated, and a visitor will typically experience them in chronological order. Posts are organized by categories, which you will specify when you create them, and which users can search by and read them. Because of the nature of the newsfeed aspect of posts, WordPress makes available a comments area. And you'll see it in the back office here. And as you can see at this point, there are no comments. And when a visitor comes to your site, they'll have the opportunity to post a response. Your readers can make comments on what you share in your post, and you'll get notification of them in your email. You'll be able to write or post a response to them on the actual site, to which they will get a notification at their email address. Now this is a great tool for social proof and can be attractive to prospects who want to know what it's like to work with you and your team. It's also a good way to keep your hand on the pulse of your team and your prospects. You'll also see the Pages section inside of WordPress. And you'll see that area on the left side menu. If you hover over the link, you'll see where you can look at all the pages, and you can actually add or create a new page. Now, pages are the places on your site where you'll be communicating permanent to semi-permanent information about you and your network marketing business. Do you have a philosophy on how you do network marketing? Use a page. Do you want to provide information about your primary opportunity? Use a page. Do you want to tell someone who you are and what you've been doing as an entrepreneur? Use a page. Do you want to sell a training product? Use a page for your sales letter. Like posts, pages can hold any kind of content or information that you want to communicate. They can be organized by both the navigational menu or the other pages. Now, since pages communicate longer-term information, you want to make sure that the information will make sense on your site in future months. Pages are typically undated and do say to your visitor that you're communicating something that's unlikely to change. One more item you'll see in the dashboard is the Appearance section. Now this is where you can customize the look of the site. You can change the entire theme of the site in order to totally make it over and change its look. Now, WordPress does have some free themes available, and as you advance in your understanding of WordPress, you can purchase a theme to use. As we are in the back office, you'll see that there's a link for the appearance. If we hover over it, we can see that there are themes, customization, widgets, menus, and editor, all ways that we can actually customize our WordPress website. And as you've just seen, you can change the look of individual pages by using widgets. Widgets are ways that you can add HTML code to just about anything within reason and will appear on the... Now, widgets are ways that you can add in HTML code to just about anything within reason and will appear on all of the pages that you designate. For example, do you want to add an opt-in form and have it appear on all of the posts and pages? If so, you would use a widget for this purpose. Finally, there's a section of the site called plugins. Plugins will allow you to change how your site works as well as what it actually does. Now, a plugin is typically created by a developer who understands WordPress and makes it available for a fee or even a limited version available. Now, a plugin is typically created by a developer who understands WordPress and makes it available for a fee or even a limited version. Now, a plugin is typically created by a developer who understands WordPress and makes it available for a fee or an even Now, a plugin is typically created by a developer who understands WordPress and makes it available for a fee and Now, a plugin is typically created by a developer who understands WordPress and makes it available for a fee and or even a limited version available for free. Now, you can change the entire purpose of a site with just one plugin. For example, you could change the site into an appointment calendar with a plugin. You could change your WordPress site into an online class marketplace or a real estate for sale site. There is no limit to what developers can come up with and what you have access to use. Now, while there are a few more things technical in nature that would benefit you, those are the basic functions of WordPress. Anyone that has used a mouse or keyboard will be able to navigate WordPress and change its content. Now, the key is knowing what you want to accomplish in your network marketing business and then using the tools that these basics provide to you. Now, in many cases, purchasing business tools for WordPress, such as OptimizePress, which gives you business and sales pages, or Wishlist Member, which gives you a membership site, make it easier to turn WordPress into a tool for monetization. But even if you were to choose these tools in WordPress as use the tools in WordPress as is, you can use your site to maintain and grow your network marketing business. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using WordPress for private team interactions. Now, depending on how you want to work with your team, there will be times where you'll want to make information easily accessible to them without the pages or posts being made public. Now, this is because you want to document the progress your team is making and to be able to show prospects that you have an active organization. Now, you can use the tools in WordPress to do this without much specialized knowledge. One of the easiest ways to do this is to make sure that the posts or pages for a specific team are password protected. The password protection can be set at any time that you actually create the post. As you can see, when you're creating a post, you can go to the visibility section, and all you need to do is to click password protected. Now, this can be done without additional plugins or third-party software. Now, another way to do this is to make your entire site invisible to the search engines. You can designate in your WordPress settings that you want to discourage search engines from making your content available. And you can see that it's as simple as checking a button inside your WordPress site. Now, the upside is that all of your information will be private, but the downside is that you'll forfeit all of the brand building elements of WordPress. Marketers who are willing to invest more time into their site can download membership-style plugins like S2 Member. And as you can see here, S2 Member has a free version right here. Now, these plugins force users to log in order to see content. However, they do require a fair amount of technical knowledge to start and maintain the site. Now, there are also paid membership plugins like Wishlist Member and MemberSonic, both of which keep certain content private and certain content public. Now, in the next video, we'll discuss one of the purposes of private content in your network marketing business. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, in this video, we're going to be discussing using WordPress to document your team information and progress. Now, keeping a chronicle of what your team did and accomplished can help you in a number of ways. It can serve as an encouragement for new team members to see where leaders started before their success with your team. It can also serve as a blueprint when members of your team or downline begin to create their own organization. Therefore, it's a good idea to take time to create posts as things are happening with you or your organization. You want to make sure each post is categorized appropriately. This will keep people from being confused about different activities you're involved in. You can make the post private, as discussed earlier, by password protecting certain posts. This will be especially helpful when your team is developing a method that you may later want to sell to the general public. The documentation process will aid you if you want to take what you did and provide proof that your method works. Now, lastly, this may be a case where you won't want your comments to be made public. That being the case, you'll want to respond to your team and downline through additional posts instead of in the comments area. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now, in this video, we're going to be discussing using WordPress as a training tool. When you have new teammates or members added to your downline, you want them to have all of the information they need to be successful. Some of that information will be exactly what the company says about the opportunity. But often, you will have some insight on information that has not yet been written down, and of course, you want your team to know about it. You can use your WordPress site to make sure your team and your downline remains on the cutting edge of what needs to be done to grow their network marketing business. Now, whether you're using a post or a page, you can embed multimedia content into them. That means that if you completed a training by webinar, all you'll need is the embed HTML code to add it to your WordPress site. In fact, as long as the content you're using has an embed code, you can even stream live right from your site. Now, you'll see if you're working with a YouTube video that all you'll need to do is to click the share button, and then you will see the link that says embed, and this will give you the HTML code. All you need to do is to copy that code. And then you'd make that code available inside of your posting area. You just saw a static YouTube video, and YouTube Live has an embed code for their live stream, which means that you can stream their videos to your site. And you'll see that inside of your live streaming area. And if you were to pick any one of these videos that you were going to stream, what you would do is you would go and get the same code. Now, this is an important thing to do because while they're doing that, you can actually make other resources available, either for free or for sale, to help your team and downline understand how to make the best use of the information that you are sharing with them. Now, WordPress can also serve as a time-stamped archive for your training. Your posts will be automatically categorized by date. All you'd have to do is to make sure that links to the replay were posted appropriately. With the use of third-party plugins, you can actually make additional training available to those that actually purchase some of the content. Now, the WordPress plugin, Download Express, allows you to keep certain posts and their content private. So whether free or paid, live or archived, you can make your WordPress site into a training center for your team. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing using WordPress as a tracking tool. Now, one of the things you'll want to do is to track your team's activity by using your WordPress website. You'll be able to look at a glance at what the most popular information on your site is. You'll also be able to tell how much of your site's traffic is from those who are prospects versus those who are on your team. There are a number of paid and free third-party tracking tools, but the most notable is Google Analytics. Google Analytics has a free version that they make available to people that want to track their site activity. In fact, you can make the integration simple by using the plugin system. Now, you can designate exactly what activity you want to track and have it sent to you on a regular basis. As you can see, there are reports on the dashboard, and then you can actually have those reports sent to you by email. The certain third-party tools can give you information on links that were clicked, as well as whether or not they interact with the content or not. Tools like the simple click tracker. Now, because WordPress makes it easy by allowing users to place embed codes on pages and posts, you can use Google Analytics or any third-party tool. Now, many autoresponder companies like Aweber have tracking codes that you can place on your website so that you will be able to see the interplay between your email and your website. And they make the code available in their reports area. Now, this is something you'll want to fit within the context of your business because there are technical aspects that can become a distraction to your core business activity if you focus on them exclusively. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we are going to discuss using WordPress as a sales tool. Now in the course of your business, you will need to be able to create attractive sales and bridge or bonus pages to accelerate a prospect's desire to buy from you. Now doing this inside of WordPress can be challenging if you don't know some coding. Now add to this the necessity of making your content mobile responsive, and you'd need a focus shift to create sales and marketing pages yourself. Now marketers typically purchase third-party systems of either plugins or themes that will help them to create these pages. You may recognize some of the system names, such as OptimizePress and InstaBuilder. These systems and others like them allow you to use your WordPress website to host attractive marketing pages. Now, page builders typically come with a drag and drop capability of your being able to add in sales and marketing elements to create scarcity with things like countdown timers, to provide video with things like video players, to provide list building opportunities and different forms of opt-in pages and boxes. Note that in most cases, the blog page creating aspect is never going to be as strong as the feature to create sales and marketing pages when you buy these third-party tools. Now, each of these tools varies in complexity, and you'll want to make sure that you try to find the right one for you before you actually invest. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to be discussing some of the specialized functions inside of WordPress. Now, as was mentioned earlier, WordPress can be used to create a number of different kinds of websites that serve different functions for you. Now, in order to figure out if you can download or purchase a solution, you'll want to use the following search parameters. Assuming that you want to turn your site into an appointment calendar, here is what you would search in Bing, Yahoo, or Google. You would search WP Theme Appointment Calendar, or you'd search WordPress appointment calendar, or even WP plugin appointment calendar, or WordPress appointment calendar. So let's take a look. And you'll see these searches. WP theme appointment calendar, and you'll see that there are about 789,000 results. WordPress appointment calendar, you'll see that there are 753,000 results. WordPress plugin appointment calendar, you'll see that there are about 639,000 results. And WordPress appointment calendar. So you'll want to use these search parameters so you can find if there's going to be something available that someone's created for you to be able to use, depending on what your function is or what your search parameters are going to be. Now, in some cases, the solution will already be in the WordPress library and won't cost anything to implement it. And you'll see this may be the case if you go searching for something like a plugin. Now, when that is the case, you are going to need to be careful. This kind of solution relies on an open source model of support. That means that the user community may run into a problem and figure it out together. Now, waiting for this to happen, this could be valuable time that you spend doing something that may or may not contribute directly to your cash flow. Now, if the function is something you really want, your time will ultimately be more valuable than what you'd save in getting a free solution. If you can pay and get support, this may be the best way to execute the solution when you're looking for a specialized function. You can then spend your time using the tool that you purchase and marketing, rather than working with the technical aspects of getting it to work. Now, here are some examples of different ways to reimagine and customize a WordPress site. You can purchase plugins that will turn your site into a survey mechanism or a quiz mechanism. You can even purchase a plugin that will turn your site into a book writing process. You can turn your site into a task manager using a theme and or plugin, a project manager, an e-commerce site, a business directory, a coupon site, a job board, or even an auction page. The one thing to note is that you can sometimes install WordPress on the same domain with different subdirectories. This would mean that you could set up a WordPress site on yourdomain.com and put an appointment calendar there. You could then set up a separate WordPress site on yourdomain.com/book, or using the subdirectory, and put a book writing plugin on that site. In other words, you'd have two separate installations of WordPress using two different functions. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to conclude this course and start with the question of whether or not you should include a contact form on your WordPress website. Now, if you're going to sell things on your WordPress site, you may be considering using a contact form. In some cases, you can get a plugin that does this, as well as a theme with the function of contact form built in. However, WordPress's core functionality relies on your server to send email. In some cases, this email is easily blocked by internet service providers and ends up being undelivered. So you'll want to be careful about relying on a contact form using WordPress. This is especially true when you have prospects visiting your site and leaving messages. Now, there's a fairly technical setup that will allow you to use an email sender like Mandrill or SendGrid. And you can use these systems in conjunction with server-based technology like OS Ticket. However, if this is beyond your technical desire, it's better to rely on some kind of cloud-based help desk service such as Zendesk or Freshdesk. This will ensure delivery and help you to keep a record of your contacts and help you to respond quickly. In conclusion, as you can see, WordPress is customizable to what you need for communication in your business. You've seen specialized functions. You've heard the discussion on WordPress as a sales tool. And you've been given insight on using WordPress to train and track your team's activity. Documentation for public and private interaction was covered. And of course, a review was done of basic functions. You now know how WordPress can help you in your network marketing business. Now, you'll want to engage further so that you can learn exactly how to implement WordPress in your business. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I'll see you either in another video or in another course.